Hey guys, what is up? It's your boy Vajalarazzi here. I hope everybody's having a fantastic Monday. It's my Monday market overview, so I'm going to be taking a look at Bitcoin, do some analysis on that, kind of show you guys where the market's headed, and my ideas behind where it's going. We will also be diving into 3 different altcoins that I expect to perform very well with the upcoming bull market to follow. Taking a look at the 4-hour chart, last week we left off, and we were right here, and we were waiting to see whether this was the bottom of this 5 wave or if we needed one more lower low to complete the 5. In fact, we did get that one more lower low, and so this completed the 5 wave down. And I'll actually drag these down a little bit more. And now prices are currently working on the retrace of this 2. Now if we come in here, there's a pattern that I'm noticing. We have a left shoulder, a head, and then a possible right shoulder. Now we're working on the right shoulder and we're retracing inside of that, and I think the right shoulder could put us down to about 61.30 in that area, the bottom of this wick here. If we break any lower than that and we can't maintain support in this right shoulder, then I am expecting us to move straight into this 3 wave down that could put us to about 42 to 4800. But it looks like we could be facing an inverse head and shoulder pattern. We want to see prices hold support right here in this right shoulder, similar to how they did here. We don't want it to break any lower than about 61.30 because that's gonna make a very weak case for this inverse head and shoulder and for prices to reverse on the upside. However, if we do manage to get price to hold support here in this right shoulder, then my first targets for this bounce are going to be about 6,900 to about 7,100 are going to be my targets if we can confirm that this is an inverse head and shoulder and break out of this neckline at about 65.50. So I don't think that we're actually going to get a full-on retest of this downward pointing wedge resistance. I think that it's more likely that we get stopped out about here or here. And in fact, there is the possibility that we just break and go straight into the 3 wave now. We don't even need that retrace up. So this is what I'm going to be watching out for with Bitcoin. More or less just been consolidating sideways over the weekend, but it looks like we could be in an inverse head and shoulder. If the inverse head and shoulder breaks on the upside, 6,900 to 7,100 are going to be my primary targets. If we can't manage to hold support in the right shoulder, then I am expecting us to break lower and send us to about 5,200 to 4,800. And I'm actually going to zoom out of my chart and show you guys why I'm expecting 4,800 to be my primary target. Taking a look at the daily time frame, I'm going to show you guys why I expect 4,800 as my primary target. Now, taking a look here, we've been consolidating in this downward pointing wedge for about the last 6 or 7 months. Now, prices have managed to hold support at this $6,000 level the whole duration of this downward pointing wedge sideways consolidation movement. Now, I am expecting us that for the first time in this whole consolidation, we're going to break 6,000 and go lower. Now, the reason why I target 4,800 is because 4,800 is the previous high in this market cycle before we went up to 20K. And if you analyze previous price history, every time we make a market cycle and then we retrace, in the retrace, we always come down to retest the previous high of the last move. And I'll show you guys what I mean here. So here we have a rally and then a retrace. Now this high right here would have been the target for the next move. We rally and then we get a high and then we retrace. And we come down to retest this high perfectly. And then we move back up. We have a huge rally and then a retrace. Now, the bottom of this retrace would put us at this high right here at about 4,800. And that's where I'm expecting price, the relative bottom to go. Keep in mind, it is possible that we go a little bit lower, and that's why about 4,600 is my next target. But anywhere from about 5,200 to 4,600 is going to be where I'm going to be looking to start accumulating in the correctional phase of this next move, because I think that those have the highest areas of demand needed to push the market back on the upside due to the fact this is the bottom of the support of this downward pointing wedge, and we're also coming to the previous high of the last market cycle. And based off of previous price history, that's always the bottom that Bitcoin finds in the bottom of its correctional phase. So those are going to be the areas I'm looking for. Next, we're going to dive into my 3 altcoins I have for you guys this week, and that's going to be Dash, Bitcoin Cash, and XMR. So here we had Dash. We had about 10 months of upward movement on this trend line, just accumulating on this trend line. And then we have this blow off top, and now we're currently working on the retrace of this market cycle. We had the 1 wave here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. Then this completes the 3 wave, and now we're working on the 5 wave of this correctional phase. Now, the reason why I have this little green box as my target is because, similar to Bitcoin, I'm targeting the previous high. This would be the very bottom of trending support. Technically, down here is the very, very bottom. I think that the previous high is going to be the best area to target due to the fact that that's usually an area of high demand. So what I'm watching out for is the previous high of the first market cycle. Just how I told you guys about how Bitcoin always finds a bottom there, I'm expecting the alts to find a bottom relatively close there. It is possible that we dip a little bit lower, but in that case, that's why you use stop losses, and that's why you set low bids, so if it does retrace a little bit further, you're still managing to be accumulating even though prices are going lower. So the previous move is what I'm going to be targeting, and that price is going to put us anywhere from about $85 to about $120, and that's why I'm going to be looking to accumulate there. So this is what I'm going to be watching out for with Dash. We had quite the hype cycle, and now we've retraced about, I think, about 90% of its previous all-time high value. Let's take a look here. Yeah, so we're currently sitting at a 90% retrace. Previous high would put us at about a 94 to 95% retrace, which would be very, very, very low. And I am expecting a lot of these altcoins to bleed rather hard, mainly because of the fact that that's just what they do. Altcoins like to bleed, especially when Bitcoin's going down and in a bear market. Next on the list, we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin Cash. Taking a look at the 2-day time frame, I'm going to show you guys the Elliott wave so you can kind of get a bigger picture of where we're at in the cycle. We had the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now since December we've been working on the retrace back down. This has been a long retrace throughout all of the altcoins. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this 5 wave, and then at the bottom of this 5 we get a breakout of descending resistance, followed by this ABC. Or what happens after a breakout of descending resistance is price has to go back and retest the lower trend lines, or trending support in this case. So prices have been retracing ever since. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're working on the 5 wave down. Now where I'm expecting the bottom or the terminal end of this correctional 5 wave to end or put us, it's going to be about 360 to about 430. You can see, and we'll zoom in here to give you a better idea. This previous high right here is where I'm going to be targeting for my bids. The previous high is always going to be a good entry. For the most part, prices don't usually break lower than that. If they break lower than that, then that pretty much just puts them on a downtrending course. And a lot of these bigger cryptos don't do that. A lot of the times they maintain their value. They might retrace 95%, but for the most part, they are managing an uptrend. And so with Bitcoin Cash, I expect this to be no different. I do expect us to have a little bit more blood and then take us down to this previous high. But at this previous high, I do expect a bounce. Do I expect this to be the very bottom? It's likely that this could be the bottom. However, it's not good to try and call the bottom. You just want to accumulate when prices are cheap, manage your trade as it goes. Remember, always have a plan before you take a trade. If you're looking to accumulate at cheaper prices, before you even look to place your bids, you want to have an exit plan ready to go. So my bids are going to be placed down here at this previous high. I think that's going to be an area of strong demand where the bulls can look to take control back into this market as prices venture lower and lower into this depressional phase of the market cycle. So this is what I'm expecting for Bitcoin Cash. We've been retracing in this very, very long, drawn-out bear market. but it does look to be the very terminal end of this correction. Just how I told you guys about how Bitcoin seems to be at the very terminal end of its correction, the altcoins are going to be following Bitcoin, so I'm expecting them to be at the very terminal end of their corrections as well. Now, Bitcoin Cash is one that I expect to perform fairly well in this upcoming bull run to follow, mainly because of the fact it's only ever had one market cycle. The next wave is going to be the 3 wave of its market cycle, which is the strongest, most impulsive of the Elliott wave sequence. So that's why I'm expecting this to be a very good buy. I'm going to be taking some low bids down here as we venture closer to the bottom of this correction, and hopefully we can catch some nice buys down here before we bounce on the upside. So lastly on the list, we're going to be taking a look at XMR. Now, Monero has been retracing in this falling wedge. Don't mind these Elliott waves in here. I'll zoom in and give you guys a better understanding of what those mean in a second. But for now, what's important to know is we are retracing in this falling wedge pattern. Prices are currently sitting on support at about $90. However, I am expecting this support to fail, and then I expect us to go lower in this correctional phase. Now, with this correction, I am expecting us to come and hit this previous high down in here that would put us to about $65 to about $50. So taking a look at these Elliott waves, after the initial sell-off, we go into what's called a 5-5-3 correction. We had an impulse wave 5 down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, followed by an impulse wave up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now we're finishing the ABC retrace of this 3. So we have 5, 5 down, 5 up, and then 3 down, which would indicate an ABC retrace. And now prices are currently finishing the C leg of this ABC retrace. So I'm going to take it to a bigger time frame and show you guys why I'm expecting those targets at the bottom of this downward pointing wedge. With this correction, I'm expecting this ABC retrace to put us at about $50 to $65 in that area. I think that this previous high down in here is going to be a very nice target to look to grab, due to the fact that the previous high before we make a brand new market cycle is always a really good area to be buying at. Like I said, Bitcoin always comes down to retest that previous high, and then it goes back on the upside. I'm expecting these altcoins to perform fairly identical to how Bitcoin does, and if Bitcoin goes to retest its the previous high of its move, then I'm expecting the altcoins to do the same. Now, with this 5-5-3 correction, I'm expecting the C wave to bleed us a little bit further down to this move. I expect support to fail right here where we're at, due to the fact that Bitcoin doesn't look like it's going up anytime soon, so I'm not expecting these altcoins to just randomly start going up either. Keep in mind, whatever the altcoins are doing, it's exactly whatever Bitcoin is doing, because the altcoins follow and parity Bitcoin. So if I expect Bitcoin to go lower, then all of the altcoins are going to go lower as well. So I wouldn't be looking to accumulate into this market until a lower point. Down here at about $50 to $65 is going to be a good area that I would look to target for my bids and begin laddering into my position. But for now, we still have a little bit more to go in this correctional phase of Monero. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. It was a really big pain in the ass working on this video today. Forgot to set up my mic and recorded the entire thing, so it was just a problem, just one of those days, just having a regular Monday, right? Just kidding, it's not that bad. But this was my video I had for you guys. I wanted to keep it a little bit shorter. I didn't draw any live charts because of the fact I was running a little bit short on time today. If you like this video, always remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more updates in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.